Welcome back, everyone. We've got a nice cool day today. We've got 30 degrees. So it is cool in retrospect to what we've been having. And then tomorrow I believe it goes back up to 36 and goes up to like 39 on Friday. So yeah, anyway. I figured today this morning we'd start off and we'd go have a look at these two dams that I've got. Actually, we could go look at three and just see what our water is like on the farm for our spare dams. So a bit of an update from the last two videos. So the whirlybird video, that one, how I put the whirlybird on top of the roof and ducted it to a vent that was in my power room, because on really hot days the inverters overheat and the generator comes on, and then the generator keeps the room too hot to then cool the inverters down to then go back onto the batteries. Anyway, so an update on that. A few of you said it wouldn't work, and a few did say that the generator should be separate, which I do agree on that. And a few were emailing me private about things you could do and adjust and things like that. But what I want to say is it worked. It worked a lot better than what I thought. I was just putting that on there just to try and help. As you guys know, like I said in the video, I was just trying to help that room cool down, and I did not expect it to do as good a job as it has. I went in there on Friday before that fire, and it was 42 degrees. Now normally when I go into that room and it's 42, you hop in there and it's just it's hotter inside than what it is outside, and it's just, you start sweating and it's hot. But I went in there and you could happily have eaten your lunch, sat in there and read a book. It was surprisingly cool. I think once the whirlybird had been going for a couple of days, it was able to suck out all the heat from that room, and then probably also because we got that gap that's going around the ducting at the top there, so it's obviously sucking the heat out of the roof cavity as well, and it's got to a base level now and it's just keeping it at that, which is good. So it has worked amazingly well, to the point that I'm not going to get an air conditioning unit to put in there anymore. There's just absolutely no point. It at the moment is working fantastic. And then another update, from the RAM video, from the walk around. Now I did forget one thing. I forgot to say why I went for a RAM. So there was a couple comments on that, and I may as well just address it. So when I was looking at getting a new ute, I was looking at getting the exact same as Henry. I was looking at putting a JVM on there, things like that, because what I was wanting to do is get away from having Rhiannon's 200 series as the tow vehicle for the caravan, and when we go camping, things like that. And I wanted to make it my ute. The 200 has got they are a good car, but I wasn't liking the 200 as the tow vehicle, basically. So I was going to change it to so we decided to change it to my ute, be the tow vehicle, and we'd take it caravanning, camping, whatever. So when I was talking with Dad about it, and we're talking about, there's no room in the back of the forwards, and you got to GVM it and do all this and do all that, and your towing capacity is weakened when you've got so much weight on board and all this. Anyway, that's when we started going, why don't we look at an American truck and go that way? The room in the back is just amazing. You got to send a telegraph to get a hold of the kids back there. Telegram, not telegraph. And you've got, this tows like there's nothing behind it. It's just amazing. So that is why, the big reason of why I went for the Ram over a Ford. So yeah, right. We're about to pull in here, so we'll go and have a look at these dams. Right, so dam number one, empty. So this one I reckon's been dry for quite a while. I don't know if I'm stupid enough to go walking out there and show you, but yep, she's dry. So when Henry finishes doing spreading, what we'll get him to do is jump on the grader and we'll go get him around doing all these catchments. I'm going to show you what these catchments look like and why we need to clean them up. So grass grows on them, and we try and maintain them as best we can. So this was cleaned, was it last year? Might have been last year, beginning of last year, or it was 2 years ago. So this is why we've got the grader to try and maintain these. Water will run on this, but not very well. So basically all you do is you come along with the grader and you skim all of this and get it all out and make sure that there's nothing growing on it. Now it has two effects. Well, one, obviously it means that the water will flow much better, but the negative effect is when you clean the catchment, you then require, you know, sort of about 5, 10, 15 millimeters of water to sort of seal it. You know, all the dust, things like that are on there, it all gets caught by the water. So it's not unless you get a good runoff that you you don't, like, it does take a few like decent rains for it to settle the catchment, so then you can get water running. So yeah, this is number one. Let's go see the other ones. I can already guarantee that this one here is going to be empty. Well, there might be a tiny bit of water in it, but the catchment, it's pretty good. You know, half of it is like this, it's bare like it should be, but then coming up here where the entrance to the dam is, you can see that the grass has grown back. So obviously the water doesn't flow. So we'll pop up here and we'll see what this looks like, but I'm gonna say this one's actually empty. This one's a bit of a difficult one. So here's the overflow. So obviously when your dam overflows, you need to make sure that water can get out and get around. And I believe it's more, I'm not sure what happened, something's blown out, or I think what happens when the water comes in is it comes in and then instead of going this way, it goes out the overflow. Now what I really need to do is burn this catchment, but we're not allowed to do any burning at the moment. We've just extended the prohibited burning for another 2 weeks. So something like this is actually canola stubble all around us, so this will be perfectly safe to light up and let go, and then we'd have a better idea of how we're going to clean this catchment up. But yeah, let me show you the entrance. So as you can see, the entrance is pretty grassy. There's the good trench there, so the slit trench that's coming in for filling this dam. What you will notice is there is water in here, but not a huge amount. The ducks will pop up in a sec. There he is. There he is. There he is. They're scared of me. So this one is, yeah, I actually don't know how deep this dam goes. I actually don't know if this dam's ever been empty, but I reckon there'd be a little bit of water in this one to draw from. This might keep us going for, you know, a little while. I don't have a huge amount of hope because you can see the weed that's down there. So that weed obviously is growing from the base. So maybe there isn't a huge amount of water in there. Let's just see if we can get some mud coming up from yeah, maybe not. Maybe it won't keep us occupied going for a while. But yeah, this one is a good one that you could clean and just rip out all this weed and all that. So we've got that to come as well. Hopefully we can get to doing some dam scooping. Yeah, right. Let's go to the next one. So this is our spray dam at Esperance here, and I know this one's empty because this is dog jumped off the ute. I know this one's empty because the dogs ran into this one and got very muddy. So let me show you. So this would be a good opportunity to clean this dam up. Now normally you'd go scooping this way, but we can't do that anymore. So when we do get to it, hopefully we can just scoop sideways over the bank there. We'd pull it that way. We've got a track there. So yeah, the joys of no rain. Interesting thing about this dam compared to the other one, we do draw from this, so obviously that's why it's a lot lower than what it normally would be. But the other two had a not well maintained catchment. We don't use those dams, so that's why we've sort of forgotten about them. This one here has got catchment both sides, plus it's got a creek, and they are good catchments. So where I'm parked isn't the catchment's the gravel that you can see. So this here is the catchment, that is good, and then it goes into a channel here and funnels down. It's got the same on the other side, and then it's also got the creek. So if you ever had like a massive rain, the creek runs. Now, even when you've got good catchments, we obviously can't keep up with the water. It just, we've run it dry, and that's solely from no rain, and we're using it and evaporation. Evaporation is it is the devil. Nothing we can do about it, but it does take a lot of water away. This one is basically the same as the second dam I showed you, and yeah, we'll call it dry. Now we call it dry because you got those reeds. Well, you got the reeds over there, but you got the weed in the bottom there, and I can physically see the bottom of the dam there. So this has only got, I don't know how long it takes to evaporate when it gets to that. I'm going to call it, I don't know, a month, and that'll be dry. Now this one we haven't actually graded ourselves. So this one will have been about 3 years since we've had this catchment touched up. So this one's going to require both the grader and the loader, I believe, because of how it's going to work. But you can see just how grassy it is here. So the top half of the catchment is actually pretty good. Like, it's actually pretty clear at the top half of even the top 3/4 of the catchment is actually pretty good. There's a bit of grass on there, but that would still flow water. But when it gets down here, it just gets trapped in all this grass. As you can imagine, that's why grass starts growing down at the starter dams, because the water gets to here, starts growing, starts slowing the water down, keeps growing out. So yeah, we're going to need, I reckon, the loader here as well, just to help move some of this material out, make it a bit easier for the grader to get in. But just like every dam, you got your channels as they come in, and then the big, obviously you can see, a lot of water has come in here at some point because it's all eaten away the dam. But yeah, she's dry. You can't suck any water out of that. It just wouldn't work. You guys have already seen Henry's dam, but here it is again. When I was finding the footage of the dam scooping for you guys in whatever video that was, I found a photo of when this dam was at peak capacity. So my ute there, well, wouldn't be underwater, but the water would be up to maybe the ram logo. So just to give you a bit of an idea what it would be like, the water would be probably about there, and it went all the way out from here around out to where the stubble is, and then yeah, had like half of the catchment, well sorry, maybe like a couple meters into the catchment, not half the catchment, but that was just, it was all full of water. Just be amazing to have that happen again. This next dam I'm about to show you, I've actually never shown you guys this dam. This is a dam that I got specifically built for when we have a flood, to try and drought proof the farm. And well, I'm in it. It's a big dam, as you can see. Now this is a valley wall dam. So this is a creek that runs through the farm, and I valley walled it, and yeah, it is specifically built for a flood. There's no catchment. I'll show you when I walk up there. It's just trees. It only catches the water that, you know, runs off itself. So actually at one point you can see that it looks like there was some water in here. There's a couple of feet of water has been in this before, but as you can see, it's all dry. So yeah, when a flood does come, hopefully we can drought proof the farm, because this will be the height of the overflow over there, I believe, is 5 meters high or 6 meters high. So yeah, it means that we've got a huge amount of water, which will be just amazing. So as we walk up here, you can see that we have at times had obviously a fair bit of water torrenting in to make these ruts. But as we walk up here, you can see it is just bush. It's the creek. So obviously I'm not going to push out into that and clear that to make a catchment. The whole purpose of this dam is for when we do finally eventually get a flood and then drought proof the farm. So the idea would be put a pipe, so this is in Rhiannon, put a pipe the whole way up to the top of D block there, have a tank up there, and we'd have a central spray point up there, which would be fantastic. Now I know it won't make sense to you guys, but all these creeks that are running through here all run to the dam. Now I know that doesn't make sense because you're not seeing an aerial image of it, but yeah, when it floods and like this has all been, you know, full of water here, yeah, it all flows to that dam down there, which trust me, it's a spectacular sight. Yeah, when it last happened, 2017, yeah, it was so amazing to see just how much water went through that dam back there, which was an old dam at the time and had burst. So that's why we remade it. You all know this one. This is E Block Dam. This is the one that we draw from. But let me show you just how much evaporation's happened since we drew from it. So obviously that's the dam there. Now down here, when we started the other day, when I did 2 loads of water, I believe the water was there, and then that is where it ended up. Then I did a second load, and then that is where it ended up. And then you can see just how much has gone from evaporation. That's over a load and a bit has gone just from evaporation. So let's just say when did I do that? Let's just call it 8 days ago. We've lost, I'm going to say, at least 60 to 70,000 litres of water to the sun. Just unreal. This one's dry and also has got trees growing in it. This one here is our main reliable source of water. This is our valley wall dam that we use for spraying. This does the retic and stuff down at the house, at the quarters. Now when I show you this, it's got water in there. You might think, oh, it's got water, you're fine, what are you whinging about? But the pump's sitting in the mud. So we can't use this dam at the moment because, yeah, there's a fine layer of water. Now this is a big valley wall dam. My time as a kid, we've had it with water all the way up along here. There used to be a track that goes along there, and we had water all the way up to the trees, and we used to have to come up here to turn the windmill on and off. Over here we used to have a pump sitting just about there, and one year it flooded, the pump ended up underwater, which was awesome. And then yeah, obviously the water has gone all the way back to nearly the trees at the back there because it's a valley wall. Yeah, this thing holds a stupid amount of water, but we're just not getting the rain during the years to fill it. We're getting small little rain events. Is it too much to ask for for like 150 mils over a week? No, I don't think so. You know, that'd be nice. We do have one left to go and look at, but we haven't drawn from that one in years. But yeah, I'll go and show you. Lastly, we got this dam here. Now, as you'll see in the background, you got the sheds. It's our closest dam to the shed. We used to draw from this one, and then it did go salty at one point, but I don't think it went salty. Like, we thought it went salty, so we stopped drawing from this one. The water is actually fine. Well, not at the moment. So this one is dry as well, but I mean, I'm saying dry, there's water in it. You can't draw from it, it's dry. Now, yeah, like I said, we thought it went salty. Turns out it didn't. If this was to refill, we'd be able to draw from it again. So yeah, we really need a flood. Yeah, I know I keep harping on about it, how dry we are, but I guess showing you guys all our dams, yeah, lets you know just how dry we are. And our rainwater, Henry's, mine, we're all less than a quarter of rainwater, so we're running out of fresh drinking water. We can get water out from town, which is okay. Yeah, we're not going to die of thirst, but yeah, if we don't get rain, good rain during the year, I don't know how I'm going to go keeping on top of my crops and keeping weeds down, keeping pests out, fungicide, everything like that. I don't know how I'm going to do that when I don't have water. It's something you need to when you go spray. So when you don't have the water, you can't do it, or you'll start. Well, I will start reducing rates. So we normally go at 80 litres a hectare, but we'll start bringing that back now. We're going to have to only go at 60 litres a hectare, but then that suffers in the long run. So the weed or the insect or the fungicide, whatever, if you're not getting good enough coverage on the plant, the insect, wherever you're aiming, then you'll start to breed resistance, and yeah, it's just never good. So really need a rain. Just to make another point about the fact that we can't drill a bore. It's just salt water is just all that's blowing in our groundwater. So at the moment, down there is the new quarters, or Henry's old house, or mum and dad's old house, whichever way you want to look at it. The sheds are just there. Now Dad noticed that we're starting to lose this tree line here. So you can see that the trees there are they're all starting to, well, they're dead. In here as well, they're also starting to die. Dad noticed that, and yeah, so what we did was we got an excavator in, and we dug some sump holes. So there's one here, and there's one just on the other side there. And the reason for that is to try and lower the groundwater, get the salt away from the trees. Now this here is dug as deep as an excavator can get. Don't quote me on how deep it is. I don't know how deep an excavator can get, but that's the bottom level there. So I don't know how much further down that is. But yeah, this is obviously, you can see we've got a solar pump in there. We've got a pipe, and we push it all the way out into a creek that's got nothing growing in it. It's a dead creek, just to get the salt water away. Now this has been at times full, so you can see when we've obviously got a lot of, like when we've been getting rain and the groundwater comes up, like this thing will get to, you can see how full it gets around the side there. But yeah, just want to reiterate that we can't use this water down there because it's super salty. Now I know there were a few comments on that video that I talked about it, about why don't you get a desal plant and do desalination. A few people have toyed with that idea. It doesn't work. Look, I'll re-say that. It's expensive, it's slow, and for the amount of water that we use for spraying, yeah, it never keep up. Now I'm not sure what the water quality, I haven't looked into desal, so I'm not sure of what the water quality would be like after desalination. At a guess, I'm going to assume it's quite hard, so then you're going to have to add adjuvants, things in there like that. Now we already do that for our spray water. We do add ammonium sulfate because we've got clay water, so you know, we're not we do add things into our water to help out. So there's that. The other thing is the brine. So the off product from doing desal is you get a product called brine. So it's all the salt, the nastiness. Now especially with me being on YouTube, and if that was to happen, you'd see it, or I'd talk about it, or I'd have to maybe not show it at all because to do a desal plant, you need to go through the correct way of doing it. You need to get all the regulations and all that sorted. You need to have the brine has to be ticked off with how you sort it out. So typically what you're going to do is you've got to drill another hole down that the brine goes into, because obviously you can't just dump it anywhere because you're going to absolutely demolish wherever you do. Someone who commented on that video said that they are putting their brine into a tank, letting it dry out, and then I'm not sure what they're doing with that, but they did say that they were going to try and get it to be lick blocks. Now that's a good idea, but yeah, again, I'm not sure the whole thing with the regulations. Now I haven't looked into it, so I don't know. I'm not going to keep on blabbing on about it, but there are regulations about desalination plants, brine, what you are and not allowed to do. So I'm not going to keep going on about it because I don't know what they are, but I do know that there are things we have to do. And me being on YouTube, very public, yeah, I'd have to make sure I do it right and not the typical farmer way, which might be something as simple as, I won't say, but you get what I'm saying, don't you? Okay, let's go and, well, we do need to get the grader working. I got stuff in the way of that. We need to go and we'll do something. Let's go find something to do. Rightio, spreader's back at the shed. Henry's now just washing the telehandler down, just because with the gypsum on it, it's does eat away it. Well, not eat away, but it's not good to leave it on the machine, so we're getting it off that because that gets coated, as you guys have seen in the videos. This we'll probably leave. This is going to be doing some lime when we get the lime delivered, and in March we're going to be doing potash. I'll talk about that later when it comes to that. So you might be able to hear in the background, I'm sure you can, I've got the fire unit going. I need to go and fill my my pool up again, get that water level up, and then I need to fill that up again because we're going to go and wash Henry's house tomorrow. We normally do it every year, and now's the time to do it this year. We just had key pest and weed control out. They came and did like a perimeter spray and sprayed all the houses with a residual to stop spiders, flies, all sorts of creepy crawlies from getting into the house. And I don't think I ever showed you guys, but down at my house we're having a massive problem with the African harvest beetles, the little black bugs. They're absolutely everywhere in the millions, and yeah, we're just trying to help that. We also get earwigs as well, which is always entertaining. But we couldn't do it down there because Henry's house is corrugated iron on the outside, and it's got the dust from summer on it, and it's got a year's worth of dust on the outside, and they spray it on and it would just drip the dust down, and then it would look crap. Now he said that it's all right, the dust might go down, but the residual's still there. And I said, well, can we wash it after a week or two? He goes, oh, once you wash it, it's done, it's all gone. So we're going to go wash that tomorrow, and then we're going to get them back out to go and do Henry's house. Because Henry's house is tin, you get quite a lot of spiders on that one, so yeah, it'd be nice to get it on there and do that. So I'll probably show you guys that tomorrow, us washing that. We've also just been going over Grove here and getting this sorted. As you can probably see just there, the grease is nearly empty. We've got some of that on order and it's coming, and we need a specific little pump and a nozzle so we can actually fill it. So that is coming, but I think that'll be about 2 weeks, and then that'll be here. So yeah, look, I'm going to leave the video there. Basically, you guys saw just how dry we are, how desperate of a rain we are. Yeah, I think it's a fairly good video just to show the scope of things. Yeah, we'll be back next time. We'll yeah, like I said, I'll probably record washing Henry's house. So stay tuned for that one. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and we'll catch you in the next one.